Keto Doritos with cottage cheese deep fried. Incredible. You gotta try them. Hey everyone, welcome back to the kitchen. I'm Dave, and today we're gonna make Keto Doritos with cottage cheese. Now this is an exciting one, but also a little nerve-wracking. There's a lot of interesting ingredients in this, and I'm hoping it comes out good. Here's our first one, it's cottage cheese. So cottage cheese, pretty trendy right now in the realm of keto, and I've been doing quite a few recipes with cottage cheese, and you guys seem to love them. I have all types of other recipes too, but these seem to be trending the most right now. So I'm gonna start off with 1 cup of cottage cheese. I got the Walmart Great Value cottage cheese. I'm a little worried about it. I normally go with the Daisy or whatever. We're gonna see, and I'm straining them. I don't know that this is the best way to strain them, but it seems to mostly work. So you figure if you're going for a Dorito, you want it to be pretty dry, so a bunch of extra liquid is not great. Let me say, disclaimer, as always, not a professional cook. Look at the comments if you want confirmation of that. Some people get very upset about how non-professional of a cook I am. But yeah, we're just here to do some relatable cooking content. Cook like you might cook at home. Because honestly, I don't think everyone who cooks at home is a pro cook either. I think we're all just doing the best we can. But I feel like if you're cooking on YouTube and a lot of people are calling you a dumb A, it means you're on the right track, which they are. Not everyone, but there's a lot of people who call me that because they're used to very polished, professional cooks on YouTube. But hey, you know what? We've got the cooking channel for that, you know, on like legacy television. Anyway, so I'm just drying out this cottage cheese the best I know how, like I said. And these might be amazing, they might be terrible. According to ChatGPT, which is how I get my recipes, I ask AI to create them. According to ChatGPT, this is gonna be the best possible keto Dorito recipe. Also, I just love saying keto Dorito. What's up, keto Dorito? That's pretty dry. It's not perfect, but it's much drier. And I'm gonna load this into my little Ninja chopper, put the little blade in it first, and try to get all this cottage cheese in there without getting any paper towel in there. It didn't come as dry as the name brand, but is that just in my head? Spill a little bit on the counter, of course. All right, so you get your 1 cup of cottage cheese, you dry it, you strain it, and then you blend it so that it's smooth. So that's what we're gonna do next with my little Ninja chopper. Now, why a keto Dorito? Because I love Doritos, and it's probably one of the things I miss most. I miss most when I do keto would be the Dorito, normal Doritos, not like nacho cheese or Cooler Ranch. We're gonna make nacho cheese, I believe, today. But it sounds kind of good, a cottage cheese keto Dorito. We'll see. If it comes out good and you guys like the recipe, we'll do a Cooler Ranch one next. So we'll set our cottage cheese aside, grab a bowl, and we're gonna mix our dry ingredients. Recently, I did a video where I used this bowl and I kept calling it Tupperware. I know it's not Tupperware, it's Pyrex. Sometimes words are just hard. Okay, so I just grabbed a bunch of measuring apparatus. Now we're gonna actually start measuring these dry ingredients into a bowl. First off, you want 1 cup of almond flour. Now I know, a lot of the keto purists out there would be like, you shouldn't even snack on keto. Trust me, they yell at me a lot. But I also think one of the keys to success in any sort of like diet would be sustainability. So you have to be able to find things you can enjoy, snacks, things like that. Otherwise you might go off the rails. So not a pro ketoer. I've been trying it right now and lately. It's been going well, but that's the biggest thing I'm struggling with is the snack time. So 1/2 cup of Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese goes in with the flour. And I always have been a big snacker. Oh, and popcorn has always been my favorite, followed by Doritos and chips and queso and that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to find recipes that could replace that stuff for me without going completely off the diet or the eating plan. This is weird. ChatGPT says we need whey protein isolate, 100% sugar-free, 0 carb protein. This is literally just protein powder, pure protein powder. Contains milk and soy. Protein isolate, soy lectin. I don't know. We need 1 tablespoon of that, and that helps with the crispiness, it says. 1 tablespoon of that goes in with everything else. Seal it up good, because it was kind of expensive, but if this is good, then I'll use it a lot to make more. And I think you can make protein shakes and stuff with this too, which you can make keto ones of those. This isn't sealing. Then you want a tablespoon of psyllium husk powder. There's some weird ingredients in this. It's like all healthy stuff, I think, but I don't know. I also don't know. Like I said, people yell at me a lot in the comments. 1 tablespoon of that. They yell at me for the sweeteners I use. They say that they're not true keto and that, I don't know, I'm not a professional. Listen, let me make a disclaimer, guys. I am not a professional doctor or physician or dietitian or anything like that. So take everything with a grain of salt. I'm doing the best I can to come up with keto recipes with the help of AI, and AI is not perfect yet either. So with our powers combined, we're not perfect. We're doing the best we can. 1 tablespoon of cheese powder. This is cheddar cheese powder, which obviously, necessity. 1 tablespoon has 3 carbs and 2 sugars. So there might be brands that have less added sugars. You'll have to shop around. I got that on Amazon. You then want to add in 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum, which is a binder type thing. It makes it all stick together, so that's important. And then it says one of the most important ingredients, smoked paprika, to get that Dorito-y flavor. How much? 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika goes in there. So really it's just like a seasoning dump. It's just like all these dry ingredients going all together. So when I asked ChatGPT, I was like, are you sure this is gonna taste good? It seems weird, because I just talked to it like that. I'm kind of weird too. Onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon. It said that it found 3 different websites to support that this is gonna be good, and it's made improvements based on comments, so it should be the best possible. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. I mean, I will say, when I go look at recipes, the comments are one of the first place I go, because usually like the most upvoted comment is the best piece of advice. Did I tell you that was a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder? I hope so. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. I'm just gonna use my 1/2 teaspoon and fill it halfway because of laziness mostly, but yeah. I don't know if you know this, but YouTube tries to protect you from the meanest comments just automatically. Oh, we gotta do the same with salt, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And it will like kind of hide the mean ones where they're saying terrible things to you. Well, I thought it'd be fun to just go look at those the other day. That was an adventure, I will tell you. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It says you can add cayenne pepper if you want spicy Doritos, like hot Doritos. All right, let's just mix that up really quick. I think we're actually gonna use a blender here in a second, but just get that nice and mixed. Yeah, it says we gotta add our cottage cheese and a tablespoon of olive oil to this. But yeah, the most common complaint was stop talking and calling me a dumb egg. But I don't take it to heart, don't worry. Then we're gonna add our cottage cheese in there. And this is like, oh, I said olive oil too, right? Yeah, we need to add some olive oil. Hey, you know what though? I'm happy to be called names by the elite cooking viewers if the everyday standard normal cookers like me are enjoying what they watch and they're learning in the process. So, all right, so we got our 1 cup of cottage cheese. That kind of looked like less than 1 cup of cottage cheese after it got like drained and all that, but hopefully it's okay. So we're gonna mix this up until it forms a dough. I wonder, I should probably just use a mixer, huh? Instead of a fork. Let me get my mixer. All right, so we're mixing it up with a mixer and seeing if it forms a dough. I really hope it does. Oh, I forgot the oil. That's why it's not doing it. Yeah, a tablespoon of olive oil. Let me add that. That'll make a little, because it's looking a little dry, and then I realized I forgot this. 1 tablespoon goes in the mix. Although it should be dry, it's Doritos. Okay, so I don't think this is the right texture. I think we need some more cottage cheese. I think when I strained it, we lost a lot of the bulk. I think we probably had like 3/4 of a cup instead of a cup. I asked ChatGPT what we should do with this, and it said a couple options. Don't strain it or add more cottage cheese. So I'm wondering if I can just add a little more unstrained cottage cheese to the mix. Great, a little bit more. Oh, but I forgot to blend it, so that's not gonna work. Sometimes I make mistakes, and that was one of them. All right, so I lost a little mix in the process there. I forgot I have to at least blend it, even if I'm not gonna strain it. I might as well strain it. I'm gonna regret it if I don't. All right, so I'll be back. I'm gonna strain a little more cottage cheese and add it. And then my suggestion, if this turns it into a dough, is we start with 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, not just a cup. That way when you strain it and you lose a bunch of liquid, it won't be detrimental to the recipe. And that's basically what ChatGPT said too. It said that we probably should have started with 1.5 cups instead of 1 cup. All right, guys, I did it the right way, or as correct as it can be. I strained and I blended some more cottage cheese, about another 1/2 cup. That way we should have a little bit more than a full cup of cottage cheese in here, and hopefully that improves the texture, and we'll see. Okay, so instead of the mixer, I'm gonna use my fork and see if that turns it into a dough. Is it a dough? Yeah, it's kind of doughy now. I feel a little better about it. Although I've got some chunks in it, like cottage cheese chunks. I don't know that it actually, if my Ninja Chop really got all the chunks out of the cottage cheese. All right, so we want parchment paper. We'll take 2 pieces. I'm gonna make them pretty big here. And a rolling pin. And I've got this Ratatouille one. How cool is that? I'm gonna take our dough. I'm gonna see if I can actually form a dough. Yeah, it's a dough. So this is all our Doritos. This is literally a handful of Doritos, guys. If you leave them out in the rain, I guess this is what they look like, except, you know, less keto-y. Then take our other piece of parchment paper and put it over top. All right, so I'm gonna push it down first, like so. And then we're gonna, you know, once it gets too hard, actually, no, I'm gonna turn it like this. That way I can, you know, roll it in the motion my body wants to move. Come on, dude. Keto Dorito, though, how fun is that to say, guys? I'm telling you, it's a fun thing to say. Oh man, I ran out of parchment paper, even though I thought I used a lot of it. I guess I didn't use enough. So use a lot of parchment paper, because you need a lot of space to roll this out. How thin is that? That's pretty thin. Let me go a little longer. All right, let's peel away the top and see what we ended up with here. Oh, that was satisfying. All right, so this is our Dorito base, I guess. It says to take a pizza cutter and cut it into triangles so it looks like Doritos. Is there like a trick to that though? Let me think. Do I want to go that way? Let's just try. Make a slice. And then, how do I make triangles? I guess if I went like this, is anything happening here? Like this? No, this is terrible. I guess I could just do them like by hand. Oh, there we go. If I make two lines that are parallel, I can then make triangles like this. Not perfect triangles. I'm not Dorito Lays Incorporated or whatever. Okay, so we want to take a parchment lined baking sheet like so, and then take our Doritos. Hopefully they just lift up. I don't know if they will. Yeah, look at that. And just put them on that baking sheet. I already told you guys I was no pro cook, so don't be surprised if they don't look perfect. Okay, so that's my baking sheet full of them. Obviously you can spend more time on making them look perfect if you want. Okay, so as you can see, I'm still just over here cutting out little triangles. So you can make quite a few Doritos with this. Tons of triangles. Now, there's two options to cook. 350, 12 to 15 minutes in the oven, or fry some in avocado oil. So I'm gonna try both and we'll see which one's better. Here's my avocado oil, and I'm just gonna put it in a saucepan. You can use a skillet. All right, so I moved a camera over there to my oil. The oil is super hot, avocado oil. And we're gonna throw some of these in there and try to fry up some Keto Doritos. Not gonna do too many. Okay, and then we're gonna give them a second. Oil's at 350 now, and we're gonna flip them. They're kind of congealing together. Flip. Flip, my little Doritos. Flip before you burn. They're sticking to my spatula. There we go. That one's just sitting on his buddy. It would take some time to figure out the exact right amount of time I'm gonna cook these for, but I'm gonna take them out, and hopefully that's the right texture and temperature, I don't know. Okay, so we need like a seasoning mix once this comes out of the oven. So we've got these fried ones. I haven't tried them yet because we haven't tossed them in the seasoning. I feel like I still might have overcooked them a little. It would take some getting used to get them right. So you wanna take 2 tablespoons of the cheddar cheese powder, throw it in a bowl, like so. Then 1 teaspoon of your smoked paprika goes in with the cheddar cheese. Can you see that? You can't see it on that, you can see it above. Half a teaspoon of both garlic powder and onion powder go into the mix. Then a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. Then a 1/4 teaspoon of each of these, which is cumin and pepper, standard pepper. So I'm using my 1/2 teaspoon again. I'm just kind of measuring it. This isn't scientific. It's just like a seasoning that you toss the chips in when you're done. We're about to try the fried ones, and I gotta check on the baked ones. Mix that all up. You know how you always look for the chip with extra seasoning? Well, you can just create them yourself. All right, so let's take our fried ones, throw them into the mix and toss them. Do we really need to toss them? There's a fried Dorito. I hope this is good. It looks a little disturbing. Let's see, it looks a little disturbing. Hopefully it tastes good. I mean, it's pretty good, but definitely over fried it. You can tell it's a little burnt. That's what they look like coming out of the oven. As you can see, they look pretty good. These ones aren't as crispy, not even close. The crisp was really good on those ones. I'm gonna let them cool, see if they crisp up. Those fried ones are really good. Yeah, I like those. Those would fill my craving for a Dorito. You gotta try the baked ones though. It's a little healthier, I think. What I love about the fried one is they have that chip texture. I think frying it does that. Those ones are really good. All right, have these hardened up a little bit? Not as much. I want these to be crispy. See, I think in the oven they're a little harder to get a consistent texture too. I am thinking frying is the way to go. Let me try one though. Try without the seasoning. They're really pretty good. It's pretty impressive. I have another batch I cooked a little longer. See, it's like a little bit, you know, crispier. See how that is. This is in the oven again. These are fantastic. Guys, they're so good fried. Like I'm telling you, fried, they're incredible. Fried, they might be better than a Dorito. I literally think I like that better than a Dorito, the fried one. Baked, it's like not quite at Dorito level, but it's still good and it's still keto. And look, I got the cheese dust on my fingers. It's always a good sign. All these fried ones are getting consumed by me, I'm sorry. I absolutely love the fried ones. The fried ones, if I had a thing of those in my pantry, like an airtight container, next to a thing of Doritos, I would go with these literally every time. They're better than Doritos. These, let me see, they've cooled off a little bit. Let me try again now that they've cooled off a little. Now that they're a little, yeah, they feel a little, they crisped up as they cooled. Those are a 7. Those are a solid 7, 6.5, 7. They're good. If I really wanted Doritos, I would probably, if I'm being good, go for these. Fried though, they're incredible. Fried, they're really good. So for that whole thing of Doritos we made, which I still have 2/3 of the dough left. So there's this tray that I tried burning a little bit, see if they'd be a little better. They were kind of all the same baked. You know, there's your Doritos. I don't know, I would say maybe this is half. And then I've got half more that I haven't cooked yet that I will be frying because they're way better fried. Anyways, for all that, it's 1,200 calories, 99 grams of fat, 33 carbs, 12 fiber, 21 net carbs, 73 protein. And that's for all of the chips, every single one, if you were to eat it all. Obviously, what you'd want to do is cook them, maybe have like a handful size, and then you're talking about, I don't know, 1/5 of those macros, probably. I just can't believe how good they are fried. Anyways, I'm done saying it. Keto Doritos with cottage cheese deep fried, incredible. You gotta try them.